What's going on, fellow humans and resellers? It is I, James, RedoptionAgency.com, 23 years selling full-time on eBay, and it is Monday morning, and we are here with a whole host of blah, blah, blahs. Good Lord. All right, well, yesterday things have started changing again on eBay, and of course, along with the changes come problems. So my numbers started hitting a downward spiral again this weekend, but along with that came changes I've noticed also, so as you should know, I believe those are intertwined. So um, one thing I've noticed changing, several things, but the first one is the emails coming to the inbox when an item sells and when an item is paid for. Uh, the item sold emails rarely come through at all now. They'll come through here and there, but then the payments come through in a different form now because they're going back into a folder that I used to use over 3 years ago, the way eBay kind of was before. I had it separated into a folder called payment, and anything with payment in the title would go into that folder. And now all my paid emails from eBay are going back into that folder, and that folder's been empty for years. So they changed something with the emails. It's not coming through. There's issues again with the offers. The offers, I don't think it's ever been fixed. I think it got a little bit better. But then it's back to being totally trashed again on the offers side. Offers are not working properly. I had forgot about it, an issue last week that Jan, my wife, tried checking out on eBay and it wouldn't let her check out. She tried several times throughout the day to buy a bracelet and it just wouldn't let her buy it. And she's bought, nothing has changed in her payments and what have you. So, and she may have even bought something since then. But there are there's periods of time where some customers are not being allowed to check out. So there's just a lot of issues going on. Another thing I noticed it was either yesterday or the day before yesterday, is my Seller Hub started acting like I've never used Seller Hub. It kept telling me to sign up to use Seller Hub. I'm like, I've already got Seller Hub. Why would I click activate to use Seller Hub when I already have it? So that is another thing. So I don't know what they did there with resetting Seller Hub somehow, or if it's just, I don't know. But we're going on 2 p.m. That's my halfway point right now. I haven't had a sale come through since 9:30 this morning. Yeah, 9:30 this morning. Totally jacked up again. We're just, it's ridiculous at this point. Let's see. Let me shrink me down here. So yeah, I've been stuck at 191 since 9:30 this morning. Not good at all. And my big store is catching up with them today. Let's see, we're at $64 on the big store. So 191 on there and 64 on the big store. Yesterday on the big store had $74. I think my Poshmark beat out this eBay store yesterday. So what's that tell you? And it has the same items, but not all of them. So this has 4,000 items. My Poshmark, I'm getting ready to hit 2,000 of these items cross-listed over. So I still got about half the store to go. And I did better on Posh with half the inventory than I did with eBay on this channel. So I sold like 5, 6, I think 7 items yesterday on Posh. And I've already got 1 today. So Posh is picking up for me now. I'm moving all my stuff over there. So that's good to see at least. So that's going to help add to my clothing numbers. So one thing I am kind of noticing and kind of keeping a track of is, since I moved about 3,000 items over from my big store to the new store, is that my numbers are not really changing when it comes to the traffic and the, oh, there's an offer. Yay. When it comes to impressions and such, there's not really a difference. 917 or 917 there, 886 when I had more items. So what, do these numbers not matter, or are they controlled? That would be my question to eBay, because it's one or the other. Uh, how can you get rid of 3,000 items, but yet your numbers pretty much stay the same? If that's the case, then why not open a third store and a fourth store if I'm going to get more impressions by spreading my items out across 2 stores? So I don't know. What does that mean? Like I said, I right now, just the basics, it either means those numbers don't matter or you're only allowed a certain number of impressions or page views per day. So between that day and that day, only 53 page views difference when I move 3,000 items over. But yet the traffic over here is getting, let's see, 265,000 impressions with almost 700 page views yesterday. So all 5 promoted, unfortunately. Day before, 254 impressions with 674 page views. 11 sold that day, 7 promoted for organic. So, I mean, what does that mean? That would be my question to eBay is, what does that mean? My seller conversion over here is 1.1. In the big store, it's 2.4. So if you even took that number, I pulled lower sell-through conversion rates from my old store and put them in their own store. I'm not 100% sold on this number yet, just because we're only about a week in, not even a week, when I've gotten this store full of all the items. And then I still got stacks of items I'm working on too. So we'll see if that number goes up any over time. So we'll see. Still over here, you can see all my numbers are black. They're still not working properly over here where they would show up red or green. So that's still an issue over here. We can go in and see what sold though. Let's check out what has sold. So I've got 42 items, 4,200 items in here, if that number is correct. We can, let me read. This says 4381, so my numbers may not be matching over here yet. Nope, 4446. Let's see, let me refresh this. 44. Yeah, so we're almost 200 items off over here. And then I think I checked 2 days ago and my numbers were back on track. When things were rolling properly those few days, my numbers were back on track. So I'll check it today to see if those numbers are back off, because that will be, if they are, that will be kind of another, kind of red flag that tells me something's off. When it's off and the sales plummet, you just got to put all the pieces together and see what comes out. So we'll see there. We'll check that when I get over there. But yeah, Nike golf shirt, Champion brand hat, Calvin Klein women's top, blues. We got the Metal Militia that sold with a broken zipper. So I kind of figured it would. That's why I went ahead and grabbed it at the bins, even with the broken zipper, because that name is usually a pretty good sell-through name, and I figured I could at least get $10 out of it with the broken zipper. Still selling a Halloween item. They ended up canceling on this. I'm getting more and more cancels consistently. It's just so aggravating, the number of cancels I'm getting. That is definitely growing. Grateful Dead, Missouri. Property of House Salvage. So that's cool. A belt, some shoes, clothing, Coogee shirt. I'm not sure if they paid yet. Maybe they did. I didn't. Adrian did all the shipping this weekend, so. This water park. I was curious to see, because I didn't know what this was, so I was curious to see how long this would last. It didn't last long, and I'm not even sure what the hell it is. I didn't look it up, so. Some Miss Me jeans. Kansas City. We got the Mountain t-shirt. I like finding those Mountain t-shirts. Fetch It Yourself Rude Boy t-shirt. Indianapolis Colts. think they played last night, didn't they? I think they lost last night to Vikings, I believe. Was on as I was sitting down to finally watch TV. That game was going off the air. So, purse. Oh, if you want to see Jan talk a lot, I'll put the link below. Coco and Bay, they had a live last night, and I clicked on, and they asked me to come on board. So I went live with them, and Jan came in the room, and Jan basically gave her life story on that live. So I got a kick out of that. So if you want to see Jan talk and talk and talk, I had to go. You know, after she was kind of done talking, I'm like, you got to give them time to talk. You can't just hog up the whole live. She thought we were on a Zoom call. I'm like, no, it's live on YouTube. So it's kind of funny. Born shoes. So we're back to this stuff again. I think you guys saw this stuff in the last video. Let's hop over to this store. And let me kick. And actually, I might be able to do it here. US, no categories. So we'll see how many's here. And so over here, it's reading 57,768. So we'll see how off or on that is today. Yeah, the weekend was not that good. Let's see what we got here. Custom. Friday through Sunday. Without international, 1932, down 9%. With international, again, if you don't know, the selling cost would include days before, and also it's the first of the month, so it's going to include the $300 fee, so that numbers will dissipate as the month goes on. So 1946 down 18% from the 3 previous days. Music CDs still number 1, hats number 2. I just listed about 75 hats today. Jan was off yesterday, so she wanted to work, so I put her to work, and she took pictures to about 75 hats for me. So I got those listed this morning. And I've got tons more in drafts waiting. 241 items in drafts. So I'm going to add a bunch more hats to drafts today, because I'm just going to go hard on drafts, and hard on hats, and just I've been stuck at the same number of hats for so long that I'm just calling myself a slacker on that part. So, 57,768, 57, right on today. So that's good to see. But why are my sales so jacked up then? I mean, nothing for, 4.5 hours? Getting ready to go headed toward 5 hours with nothing? That's crazy in the middle of a day. Even though Monday mornings are usually a little bit slower, nothing like this unless something major is going on. So, Steve Miller, CD and DVD. Yeah, so my goal to hit the hats hard, hats in the media, is to try to get this store back up to the 62,000 since I moved out the 3,000 plus the 1,000 I already had listed in that store instead of going here. So 57. So I'm still at about 467. So close to 62,000 items listed. These things used to sell all day long, every day when I'd find these at the bins for like $15. So this one sat in there for quite a while and finally sold at $9. So sharper image, like puzzle with a little ball that rolls around in it. They're annoying as hell when you move the box though, and you hear the clank, clank, clank. At least to my ears, that noise just irritates me for some reason. Devicles. That's cool. I just listed a couple more of these, I believe. I'm out of stock. All 3 sold. Oh, wow. So just like maybe 4 days ago or so, I added 2 more to this. So to see that they've all sold within the last few days, that's pretty cool. Devil's advocate. Huh. That's what I like about doing the volume game is I get a lot of my low dollar stuff that would not move before, because I had it priced at $5.99 when I wasn't playing the volume game. Doing the $3.99 and you can buy two get two free and stuff. My low dollar stuff. I mean, there's still a few that's not moved yet that I'm up to 7 to 10 copies of. Hopefully that stuff will start moving here soon. People start, after tomorrow's election. Hopefully it'll put the shoppers in optimistic mood for what's coming. We'll see. To be honest with you, like I said, I don't trust politicians. I only vote for, business people. Even if Mark Cuban ran next time, even though he kind of did some things, this one that made me go question him on why would you say stuff like that, I would still vote for him because he's a business person. But honestly, I think when it comes to the economy, your business person is going to have more positive effect than your typical politician who just says what they need to say to get elected, in my opinion. Whether you like or don't like, the business person running, think about the years that this country has been, a politician has ran this country. And besides a spike here and a spike there from maybe a certain person, like maybe Reagan in the 80s, but the 80s might have had more to do with that than Reagan himself. He was a decent president. What has really changed? For me, when it comes to politics, all I see is red tape, right? I see red tape that kind of just holds things back. More things are put in place to make things harder to do. So when it comes to a politician and a business person, I don't even think about who the business person is, whether it's Cuban, whether it's Trump, whether it was Vivek. The business person's always going to get my vote over a politician. And a lot of it has to do because they know more about what makes the world tick and the economy tick. And money makes the world go round. Who better to know money than somebody who runs businesses? So, I'm not trying to put any political spew on you. I'm trying to put business spew on you. I trust a business person any day of the week over, and I'm not saying business people are the best people in the world. You got to take into account why are they doing it for, right? You take a politician, they're doing it to get rich. Look at the value of people when they go into office compared to when they come out of office. They're doing it to get rich. Look at the business person, their value going into office and when they come out. I think Trump's actually lower now than it was. So they have to dump a lot of stuff. Like if Cuban runs next time, I mean, he's getting off the show Shark Tank. Does that tell us something for the next 4 years down the road? I don't know, because you have to give up stuff like that in order to put yourself in that position. So take a look at Cuban's net worth today. And if he decides to run in 4 years or so, and then if he wins, when he comes out, look at his net worth then. If it's gone down, he's probably done the right things. But I would trust him over whatever politician you're going to put in front of me. I don't care who it is. That's just, and like I said, I'm not Republican or Democrat. I am for common sense. Change this, change that, do something different. That's just my, 53 years on this planet, and the same old just gives you more red tape and the harder to do things, in my opinion. So I think they're going to get more of a positive reaction from the economy if Trump wins, as opposed to Kamala. But here's the thing. The people who spend the most money, I think, are more conservative than liberals. So you're still going to get some spending because conservative people, they're conservative. They're still going to find a way to get theirs. They're still going to find a way to make their own. And that's kind of like, I guess, independent, whatever you want to say, or what's the other term? Like Cat Tiff is, I forget what it's called. I hate labels. Is on the Gutfeld show. She's libertarian or whatever. I never looked into the definition of that, but a lot she says I agree with. Less government, blah blah blah. So maybe I'm more libertarian than anything else. But I don't like labels. I just like what makes sense at the moment, type of thing. So I got a feeling that, yeah, even if Harris wins, you're still going to have, I think, a bump in the economy because people who are conservative, they're going to push it aside. They don't care they care, but if they lose, quote unquote, they're still going to go on about their day. They're still going to get their own. They're still going to earn their money. They're still going to plow forward. Where I think if it happens the other way, there's probably going to be more of an uproar. But those people, I don't think they spend as much money on that side as the conservative does. I could be wrong. Maybe I should do my research on that just to see if there has ever been a poll done. But it just feels that way from a business standpoint. So I'm curious to see. Tomorrow's going to be the day. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen and how the reactions are going to be afterwards. Like I said, I think I made a post that this is the most interesting election I've ever been a part of or I've ever seen, I should say, in my life. It's just kind of entertaining yet confusing at the same time on how social media and podcasts and all that's taken into effect, and the fact that the media is so divided that they can lie and the people will believe them no matter what side it's on. The people watching Fox, like I watch Gutfeld, and he'll say some things. I go, what was it the other day? I was watching Gutfeld's the only thing I watch politically on TV, but they made a joke about something. And I'm like, why are you harping on that? Because it was almost both sides are hypocritical and they all skew things to their viewers. And to me, that's sickening on both sides. You need to have a good balance down the middle but it's all about control. It's all about separation and control. And until it's not, that stuff's not, it's only going to get worse. So unfortunately, need a lot more free thinkers in this country than there are, for sure. People that don't feel like you have to have a side to win, to actually win as a society. It's kind of crazy. More Christmas stuff from Jan. I don't know. That's just my my last minute take on what's going to happen on Tuesday. So we'll see. We shall see. Some CDs, more hats. And trust me, and somebody made a comment when I made that short the other day, who are you voting for, when I used that just for it to get views. And someone said, she's voting, I don't know if it's a she or he, I'm voting for Harris, and I'm sure you're not, smiley, winky face or whatever. And I go, yeah, but we're still friends. People just take that stuff too seriously, because if you're driven, if you're watching this video, chances are you're driven. You got that. You may not, even if you're not an entrepreneur, you have that spirit if you're reselling, and you know that politics is not within the top 5, shouldn't even be in the top 10 of who you pick to choose to interact with in life, right? So why it's become such a divided, divisive topic is just crazy to me. Because at the end of the day, no president, no person in government helped me get from nothing to where I am today. That was all done by my moves, my decisions, and with help from family and friends. No politician or government person had any damn thing to do with it. So no matter what policies are out there, what changes, what this and that, driven people are going to get theirs. Period. End of story. So just remember that. Take on that just go. If you are a reseller and you're on that, left or right, throw it out the window. Just think what makes most sense to me with the knowledge I have at the moment, whether you like a person or not. What makes the most sense to me at this? You got to take emotions out of it. That's the biggest thing, is if you make decisions with emotions, it's usually not a good thing. And that has to do a lot with eBay too. That's another reason why I got out of just those emotional videos of trying to figure out what the hell was going on with eBay, just because it was doing no good whatsoever. It wasn't helping me, and it sure wasn't helping you, except letting you know that you're not alone. But so since I still do that and update you on the problems, at least I'm still doing that. But I'm just, after that, it's just full bore. Let's keep going. That's the kind of talked about yesterday. I think it was on the other podcast, the Profit Playbook podcast. If you have not watched that, go watch that. That's just been my decision, even with all these issues. Instead of stepping back again and say, getting out of the volume game, just up those prices back up to $5.99 on the $3.99s, and if they sell, they sell, whatever, and concentrate back on the higher dollar items. That's what I kind of did a couple of years ago or whatever. Decided to do that because of what seemed to be going on with eBay. So this time, since there's been pockets of explosions, I'm just going harder with the volume game in hopes that, it'll all be fixed soon, and then my store will super explode. But that's just the hope. So we'll see. We shall see. I talk about anything and everything on this channel, so please don't take offense to anything I said, because, like I said, it's not about left or right to me. It's about what makes the most sense to you with the information that you have, and not being emotionally attached. So, I personally don't care who wins. I just hope that a certain, like that, there's a lot of hope, but you know what you can do in one hand and the other, hope in the other. The hope, that's all you can do when you're voting, because you never know. Because there's so much red tape in government behind the scenes that you never know if they say they're going to do something, if they're going to be able to. So it's a lot of hope. So no matter who you vote for, it's a lot of hope. So we shall see. But beyond that, got some puppies. Oh, can't see. Pee-wee's hanging off the bed. But yeah, that's it for today, I guess. If you haven't voted, get out and vote today or tomorrow if you got early voting. I was going to do early, but I'll just wait till tomorrow and suffer one day. Just suffer tomorrow with Jan. She's off, so we'll just suffer in line together. But get out and vote, no matter who you're voting for. Just get out and do it. I used to think voting doesn't matter until Trump won the first time. When he won the first time, I'm like, how are they letting this business person into the behind the scenes of the government and the politicians? It just didn't seem like something that government would do. All my life, it's all about being against the government, less government. They're never going to let a person like that into the back door, if you will, to see what's going on. But it happened. So maybe there is some more to the voting than I used to believe there is. So I'll do it just in case. So that's my view on it. All right. Well, I think that's all for me. So did I don't remember if I did the 1946 for the 3 days, 1900, and on the big store for the last 3 days, those weekend sales were. And don't listen to any celebrities. None. Celebrities don't matter. They're all rich. They all think with their pocketbooks. I got to turn my receiver back on. I can't see the screen. Yeah, whatever you do, no matter who you vote for, don't take a rich celebrity's word for anything. The people who do that just blows my mind that they won't think on their own when it comes to something. You know, they want to follow somebody they idolize or something. It just doesn't resonate with me. So the little store, $375 for the weekend sales. So, boom. T-shirts being number 1, of course. NFL number 2. NCAA number 3. Women's flats number 4. Shoes. And girls jeans number 5. All right. Well, if you haven't voted, hopefully it won't be too miserable for you if you're waiting out for tomorrow to vote. So enjoy the day, enjoy tomorrow, and be entertained no matter what happens. And just laugh it off and keep forging ahead. Because guess what? Life's not going to stop no matter what happens. It's just going to keep rolling. And you're either going to roll with it or you're going to fall off the wagon. So keep rolling with it. Do what you do. Only you can change your future. Don't rely on other outside forces to change your future. Whether that's government, people, situations, whatever. Rely on you and your own ability to learn, your own ability to work hard to change your future. Remember that. It's all about you. Put that selfish hat on and make it about you. And put in the hard work. If you don't put in the work, you're not going to get nowhere. So, thanks everybody, and I will see you all in the next video. Later.